Welcome back to the channel everyone. Today we're setting sail into one of the most fascinating naval comparisons you could ever imagine. Two ships, two nations, two philosophies of war at sea. On one side, the USS Liberty Wave, a fictional but entirely believable US Navy guided missile destroyer, carrying the weight of American global dominance on her steel hull. On the other, the BRP Antonio Luna, one of the pride and joy frigates of the Philippine Navy, sleek, modern, and built to guard a nation rising to meet the challenges of a contested maritime future. This is not just a battle of hardware, but a story of power, sovereignty, and the very way two navies see the ocean. Picture the USS Liberty Wave first. Imagine a vessel over 9,000 tons in displacement, bristling with vertical launch cells, over 100 of them capable of unleashing Standard missiles, Tomahawks, and Ashrok torpedoes. Think of a ship with radar so advanced it can track hundreds of aerial and surface targets at once, stretching far beyond the horizon. A ship with the ability to detect a ballistic missile launch halfway across the ocean, coordinate a carrier strike group, or operate independently as a hunter-killer platform. This is the essence of American sea power. The Liberty Wave isn't just a ship, she's a floating fortress, a symbol of global reach, and a reminder to every adversary that the United States Navy is never far away. Now turn your eyes to the West Philippine Sea, where the BRP Antonio Luna cuts through the waves. At around 2,600 tons, she is smaller, lighter, and more agile. Built by Hyundai Heavy Industries in South Korea, she represents a leap forward for the Philippine Navy, a bold step into the world of modern multi-role frigates. Her combat management system is advanced, her sensors can track and lock onto multiple threats, and her weapons, from the 76mm Otto Melara main gun to the Sea Star anti-ship missiles, are more than enough to defend her waters. For the Philippines, the Antonio Luna is more than just steel and electronics, she is sovereignty embodied, a statement that the nation will not back down in defending its maritime rights. But how do these ships really compare when we dive deep into their capabilities? Let us begin with sheer firepower. The USS Liberty Wave, armed with her vertical launch system, could carry long-range surface-to-air missiles that can intercept enemy aircraft and incoming missiles hundreds of kilometers away. She could be equipped with Tomahawk cruise missiles, capable of striking land targets with pinpoint precision at ranges exceeding 1,000 miles. She has anti-submarine rockets, close-in weapons systems like the Phalanx or even a laser defense suite, and advanced electronic warfare to jam or mislead enemy sensors. She is designed not just to fight, but to dominate all domains: air, surface, and undersea. The BRP Antonio Luna, by contrast, carries fewer missiles. She can launch surface-to-air missiles to defend against aerial threats, her Sea Star anti-ship missiles can deliver deadly strikes at sea, and her torpedoes can hunt submarines prowling in Philippine waters. She has a helicopter deck, giving her extended reach with naval helicopters that can deploy sonar, torpedoes, or anti-ship missiles of their own. She has modern radars, the Hanwha Naval Shield Combat Management System, and countermeasures to defend herself from incoming missiles. For her size and role, she is incredibly capable, but she cannot match the sheer missile count or range of the Liberty Wave. And that's where the philosophies split. The USS Liberty Wave exists for power projection. She is built to take the fight to the enemy, anywhere on Earth, whether it's escorting carriers in the Persian Gulf, patrolling the South China Sea, or launching missile strikes in support of ground forces. Her doctrine is offensive dominance. The Antonio Luna is built for defense and deterrence. Her role is to patrol the Philippine Exclusive Economic Zone, to enforce sovereignty, to deter intrusions, and to show that the Philippines can and will defend its maritime territory. She is a shield, not a spear, and her purpose is rooted in national survival, not global power. Let us imagine a hypothetical encounter. If the Liberty Wave and the Antonio Luna faced each other head-on in open waters, the American destroyer would have every advantage. She would detect Antonio Luna first with her more powerful radar. She could launch missiles from far beyond the Philippine frigate's reach. She could jam communications, blind sensors, and strike from multiple vectors. In a duel of firepower, the Liberty Wave is the clear titan. But naval combat is not just about who has more missiles. Geography, alliances, and missions matter. Antonio Luna would likely never face a U.S. warship as an enemy. Instead, she sails alongside them in joint exercises, learning, training, and building interoperability. The Liberty Wave and the Antonio Luna are, in truth, partners more than rivals, each representing their nation's place in the maritime order. The symbolism here is powerful. The Liberty Wave, as an American destroyer, embodies the ability of the U.S. Navy to project power far from home, to act as the world's policeman of the seas. The Antonio Luna represents a regional navy rising to defend its own waters, asserting its sovereignty in one of the most contested maritime zones on Earth. Both ships carry the pride of their flags, both sail with crews who dedicate their lives to the sea, and both are vital to the security architecture of the Pacific. Now let us dive deeper into the technologies that define them. The Liberty Wave could be imagined with an Aegis-like radar system, perhaps even an evolution of the Spy-6 air and missile defense radar. This allows her to simultaneously track ballistic missiles, aircraft, and ships across incredible distances. Her electronic warfare suite would be state-of-the-art, capable of deceiving incoming missiles, disrupting enemy communications, and protecting the fleet from cyber threats. She might even carry experimental directed energy weapons, lasers, or high-power microwaves that add another layer of defense. She is the cutting edge of naval warfare, designed to meet the threats of tomorrow. Antonio Luna, while not as futuristic, represents the modernization of the Philippine fleet. Her sensors, provided by South Korea's Hanwha systems, give her robust situational awareness. She can integrate with NATO and allied communication networks, making her a valuable partner in multinational operations. She is built for endurance, with the ability to patrol for long durations, and her helicopter deck expands her flexibility. Every system on board was chosen with a purpose, to give the Philippines credible deterrence without overspending. She is efficient, modern, and capable, a perfect fit for her nation's maritime strategy. Think about the crews who man these ships. On the Liberty Wave, American sailors are trained to operate across the globe, working with cutting-edge technology, handling complex missions, and often spending months at sea away from home. On the Antonio Luna, Filipino sailors embody national pride, operating a ship that is one of the most advanced their navy has ever seen. For them, this is not just about technology, it's about representing their nation in contested waters, standing firm in the face of challenges, and showing the world that the Philippines is ready to defend itself. When we widen the lens, this comparison becomes more than just about ships. It becomes about geopolitics. The United States builds ships like the Liberty Wave to ensure global dominance, to deter near-peer competitors like China or Russia, and to maintain freedom of navigation across the world's oceans. The Philippines builds ships like the Antonio Luna to assert its rights in the West Philippine Sea, to secure its fishing grounds, its energy resources, and its maritime sovereignty. Both ships are products of their nation's strategic realities. Imagine the Liberty Wave leading a carrier strike group through the South China Sea. Her radar watches the skies, her missiles are ready to launch at a moment's notice, her crew alert to every blip on the screen. She is the shield and the sword for the fleet. Now imagine Antonio Luna patrolling Philippine waters, her crew scanning for intrusions, her helicopter ready to launch, her missiles locked and loaded if needed. Both ships are guardians, but one guards the world, and the other guards a nation. This comparison teaches us something profound. Naval power is not about building the biggest ship, but about building the right ship for your mission. The Liberty Wave is right for America's global strategy. The Antonio Luna is right for the Philippines' national defense. Both are necessary, both are valuable, and both prove that navies are shaped by the needs of their nations. At the end of the day, if we had to declare a winner in a one-on-one showdown, the Liberty Wave is unmatched. Her sheer firepower, radar range, and missile capacity would overwhelm Antonio Luna. But that is not the real measure of these ships. The real measure is in how well they serve their nations. By that measure, Antonio Luna is every bit as successful as Liberty Wave. She gives the Philippines a credible deterrent, a modern frigate capable of operating alongside allies and defending the nation's maritime interests. In her waters, she is the equal of any ship. So, who really wins in this comparison? The truth is, both do. The Liberty Wave wins because she embodies American naval supremacy, able to project unmatched power worldwide. The Antonio Luna wins because she represents the rise of the Philippine Navy, a step toward self-reliance, a symbol of sovereignty. And when they sail together, as allies, both nations win, ensuring stability, security, and freedom of the seas. And that's the beauty of this comparison. It's not David versus Goliath, not really. It's Goliath standing tall as the world's guardian, while David grows stronger, more capable, and more confident in his own right. Together, they represent the balance of power in the Indo-Pacific, a reminder that the ocean is vast, but it is also shared. So the next time you see the USS Liberty Wave on one horizon and the BRP Antonio Luna on the other, remember that both ships tell a story. A story of technology, of strategy, of pride, and of the men and women who dedicate their lives to the sea. It's a story that connects nations, shapes geopolitics, and defines the future of naval power. This is the world of modern naval warfare, where every ship, no matter its size, plays a role. The Liberty Wave projects power, the Antonio Luna protects sovereignty. Both are vital, both are symbols, and both prove that the ocean will always be the stage where nations show their strength. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the complete story of USS Liberty Wave versus BRP Antonio Luna. Two ships, two missions, one ocean.